What's going on, guys? And welcome in to Dimensions Clear Podcast, where we cover the best rivalry in all of sports with a new intro and a new background over here. I am Jesse Gutierrez, and I represent the side of the San Francisco Giants.
And I'm Tyler Coe, and for the last time, I will be representing the 2020 World Series winner, Los Angeles Dodgers. As of today, that doesn't mean shit. It's time to go back to back. We're focusing on that 21 championship.
Well, obviously that's not going to happen because Francisco Lindor signed a 11-year extension because it starts next year. And that obviously means
he'll never win a ring because he's on the
probably.
Mets.
Yeah,
so
probably.
Good choice.
Unless, I don't know, with Steve Cohen, he's been showing that he's kind of the shit. So I don't know. Maybe he does pay everyone. Maybe they're able to keep Thor. They their farm system's pretty shot. He even said that himself. So I don't know exactly what he's expecting there. But I don't know. Maybe.
You heard it here first. Francisco Lindor never wins a ring if he stays on the Mets. If he goes somewhere else, maybe.
Well, there's a no trade clause. I mean, there's always ways around that, and they always, fuck that up. But there's also no opt-outs, so he won't be there.
Well, maybe in his age 39 season, he goes somewhere and figures it out somehow.
Or they're just so sick of paying his $34 million, they trade him when he's like 35. Someone else, and he's like a DH on the Reds and wins a ring. I don't know why I went with the Reds, but I did.
Well, I'm sure the DH will be in the NL by then, so it's a decent guess.
Did you see that the thing about Yu Darvish? They asked him about the DH sneaking in.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
So for everyone listening, we're recording this Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Pacific
10
time.
Because ball is life.
So if, as of right now, there's no DH in the NL. If the DH sneaks in between the time we record this podcast and the first pitch of opening day and they expand playoffs, I quit. I'm done with baseball. I give up. There's no way that happens.
There's a very much way it happens. I think it does.
Like, it's going to sneak in.
I think it does.
I'll kill myself live on air. Is that what you want?
Why do you hate the DH so much?
Is that what you want? It's not so much that I hate the DH. I hate the expanded playoffs. Well, that's bullshit because that's going to be.
But the thing is, the union is like, no. We'll do. They're showing their cards like we don't want the. We'll sacrifice the DH this year to not have expanded playoffs. I don't think expanded playoffs are going to happen this year. CBA time, I think that's definitely a possibility. I think they're going to figure something out. But the DH might come because I feel like it's mostly up to owners. And some owners have been doing some really head-scratching things, National League owners, where it's not including like the national situation. Like we were talking about with that episode with Jessica. It's really head-scratching to me with Josh Bell, Ryan Zimmerman, Schwarber. Yeah. I don't know. There's other situations out there like that. Like, I just feel like Giants keeping all those righty bats. Like, I feel like they're like, all right, well, at the last minute, we'll cave. Let's just try to get expanded playoffs.
I thought it was going to sneak in too. But, dude, I mean, we are 12 hours, 15 hours away from opening day.
Right,
15 fucking hours.
Dude, they signed expanded playoffs. Like, it was announced as first pitch was happening. I forgot who was the first team to play. But
yeah, last year was a shit show. This year, everything should be nailed down and figured out.
So you think that they figured it out by now? If it's been a shit show, you think everything's okay now?
Rob Manfred is looking at like potential earnings with expanded playoffs and is just sitting there like, God damn it. Think of all these millions of dollars. So
that's what I'm saying.
I hope it doesn't happen. Next year, when the CBA comes, DH, whatever. I'm talking about this year specifically, not on board. Not on board for expanded playoffs. It
just makes no sense why you would not want it this year. You're okay with it other years, but you just don't want it. I don't know.
I'll be okay
You're an individual, Tyler, and I appreciate that.
Fuck you.
Okay. I get what you're saying. I get it. Also, shout out to Brooks for doing this documentary video right here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. It's back here. Showing a little love. Living in the past because it's a lot better there. This is actually a prediction episode. We are going over our predictions for the season because by the time we post this, it will be opening day. So yeah, we're gonna go back and forth like we did last year. It's gonna be a yearly thing. But one thing that I think you touched on a couple episodes ago, Tyler. Sometimes a lot of these people who do predictions, because everyone does a predict, everyone who does some type of sports podcast or show has predictions. They say whatever they want because there's no consequences, right? Well, we don't play that shit here. Okay, there's going to be some consequence. We're going to be held accountable for our actions. We're going to have you guys vote on what we're going to do if we are wrong, right? For we're going to have 10 predictions. We have 5 per team, 5 around the league. So on our 5 predictions on our team, we're going to be sacrificing at least a little bit of our body or body hair. We're going to have a little wheel where we're going to spin on the ones that we are wrong, and it's going to do a body part, and we're going to have to put some wax on it and rip the hair off for every single time we are wrong. The stuff around the league, we're going to actually let you guys vote, and you guys are going to tell us what we have to do to ourselves because we're men and we take responsibility for our shit. Okay.
Yeah. And there's nothing too crazy. Remember, I just said I would kill myself live on this podcast. So that's where the goalpost is. All right. So
anything can happen here.
Yeah.
Well, bringing it all the way down to suicide. Why don't you get it? You know what? Fuck it. I think maybe I should bring it back up, and I'll get it started.
Yeah.
We're gonna start around the league. All right. And my first prediction is going to be that the Nationals are going to be second place in the East. I know it doesn't really sound like it's a great like it's a huge staple, but I feel like the Braves have it on lock. But the reason I really want to say the Nats over the Mets and Phillies in that second place spot, and I think a spotlight needs to be on that division because the division is so good. I think a lot of these teams are better than average, if that makes sense. I think that any of these teams would probably dominate in the Central. So Nats, I just love that pitching staff so much. Ryan Zimmerman was a madman in spring training. I obviously don't expect that in regular season unless the DH just sneaks in and that man just goes crazy. Schwarber's got some incentives. Bell's got to bounce back. Yeah, Juan Soto. So yeah, I'm going Nats second place. Gang.
The Nationals did have a positive COVID test today, by the way. So there's going to be 4 guys. I don't think they announced it yet who they are. Hopefully it's not Juan Soto because he already tested positive once.
Yeah, that
would just be a real kick in the balls. So
yes, I agree.
Whoever got it, hopefully they do okay.
Yes, definitely.
So for my first league wide, it kind of contradicts yours a little bit. So I'm saying Padres lose in the wild card game. So the way I see things, wild card game isn't real playoffs. So what I'm saying is Padres don't even make the real playoffs. Okay. And I don't want this to be a part of mine because the consequences are going to be pretty high. Okay. But I think they're going to be losing to the Mets. I think the Mets win the wild card. Or win. So
you're saying that the Padres, your prediction is that the Padres will make the wild card and lose it. You're just saying it's the Mets, but that's not part of your prediction. I want to make sure that we are clear because I want to make sure I get as much spin as possible. I don't want to get excited for a spin.
Right. Anything that can keep the wax away from me, like shaving my balls. Mm-hmm. So I just want to be very clear.
Yeah, and just to be clear, there I think a funny one will be like the gooch area, but we can't put that on camera. So we're probably going to have to have
Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch exactly.
Stream. It's porn.
Yeah, exactly. We have to do this on OnlyFans. But yeah, you're gonna have to just trust us. Maybe just buy our maybe put our face in the thing and just have our wives or my girlfriend just freaking. I think a gooch would be perfect. There's a lot of hair down there.
And that's pretty shitty. We're just kind of subjecting them to that, and they don't even know it yet. So,
I think my wife would be down just because she would love to see me in pain. But
my girlfriend would be all for it.
That's a whole nother story. On to my next prediction. Number 2, I'm going with the spring training the spring. I can't even talk words right now. The spring training leader in home runs, one Jock Peterson. You might have heard of him. He's going to be the Cubs home run leader. I think he's got a lot to prove. I think he's going to play every single day. And that's a huge reason why they said that he was going over there. I think he's getting a lot of chances, and he's hot right now. Like Hansel's so hot right now. Yeah, I'm not going to say the number because, like I said, my gooch might be on the line. So just going to say he's a home run leader.
I think you said 60 home runs. Did I hear that right? 60
home runs.
Perfect. So for my second prediction, staying in the Central, but we're going to go over to the AL instead of the NL.
Okay.
White Sox aren't going to win the division. Everyone is talking about the White Sox being like the best team ever. I don't see it.
Right.
I think they'll get a wild card spot. That's not part of the prediction, but okay. I think it's going to be the Twins. I don't think the White Sox are going to get it.
That's a little interesting. I get what you mean because it's one of those winner of the off season type deals, but at the same time, I think what might be different about these White Sox is they were there. They're like already like right there. It's not like they're trying to jump like leapfrog like two teams, and not only that, they're also in a weak division. So, yeah, I think
agree.
White Sox are gonna be. It's not part of my my thing. But if you were asking me, I think the White Sox are going to be in. They're
I didn't say they weren't going to be in the playoffs.
No, you said they're not going to win the division. I think I would put my money on them to win the division.
Doubt it.
Yeah. Okay. My next that would be number 3. Our third prediction for around the league. I'm going to go Yankees won't win the division. I'm going to go even the Rays, maybe even the Blue Jays shock everyone. Probably not. Probably going to be the Rays. I understand completely that the Rays have probably only have gotten worse, have not kind of replaced what they lost. But with the Yankees' history of injury and how they have zero depth right now, if one position is lost, it's fucking just lost. And their pitching staff isn't really shit behind Garrett Cole. So I don't know. I just don't see it. Not having losing Ottavino. I mean, I know they really like O'Day and that sort of thing, but I'm just gonna have to say fuck the Yankees.
Interesting.
They'll probably get the wild card, but that's not part of my prediction. But they will not win the division.
Well, this is interesting because my next one is that the Blue Jays make it to the playoffs. Blue Jays are back after a few-year absence of the postseason.
Hold on.
Blue Jays are back.
You just said the wild card game is not the playoffs. And then you said the Blue Jays are going to be in the playoffs. So are you now saying that the wild card is a playoff?
Hey, I said what I said. I went where I went.
Well, I don't know what that means. I'm trying to ask you what that means. So you're saying the Blue Jays are going to win the division?
Maybe.
Okay. So if they hit the wild card game, you'll be okay.
Maybe they'll win the wild card game. I don't know.
Okay.
Who knows?
All right. I can fuck with that. I mean, maybe Robbie Ray just goes crazy over there. Now, who's the number? Oh, Ryu would probably be the
number one, bro.
Yeah,
and George Springer starting the season on the IL.
On the good. IL already. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's definitely possible. All right, and this would be number 4. Number 4, my league-wide predictions. It's gonna go to my homeboy, Madison Bumgarner. I feel like he's gonna have a bounce back year, and he's gonna have a sub 3.5 ERA. I mean, his velocity was back up in spring training. Didn't have good spring training numbers, but he literally, obviously Giants fans know he always had bad spring training numbers, and usually even starts the season pretty shot. So, and then just drops dick after that. So, ends the season 3.5 ERA. Madison Bumgarner. Gonna get mad at Tatis for pimping a home run off him probably this year too. There it is. Mason Saunders. Took your breath away, huh?
Yeah. That's something I'm really looking forward to. I would love to see Tatis pimp a home run against Bumgarner and see what happens. I think a lot of people are waiting on that.
You know what though? I do respect his like, hey, you want to let them celebrate, but then let me get mad too. Like, let me do my thing. So I would like it, honestly, if he was like, yeah, fuck you, this and that, and then just kept pitching. Like, you know what I mean? Like, didn't try to fight anybody, but was
I would
like,
also
fuck
love
you.
if he throws at him the next time he's up, because I love
You
that.
would like that?
Okay. I love people getting thrown at.
All right.
I'm a big advocate for that. I love violence.
We're all about it here.
This is probably going to be the prediction I make that people hate the most, and I myself hate it.
Love that.
I hate that I'm about to say it, but I'm a true believer. Carlos Correa is going to win the AL MVP.
Wow.
Yeah. Future San Francisco Giant Carlos Correa.
You know what's so funny?
2021 AL MVP.
You know what's so funny? Let's say that he did, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much more would that like ignite the rivalry back going up? Like if Carlos Correa joined the Giants, how much Dodger fans hate fucking Carlos Correa, and then the Giants like start coming back up. Maybe they get that like maybe not next year, but maybe even the year after that they like Bart's up, Luciano's about to be up, Ramos is up, and they're like soaring up, like kind of how like the Padres are hyped up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine.
It would be great.
Oh God, it'd be so great for this podcast. Honestly, we could just fight about Carlos Correa all day.
Yeah, and then it would put to rest this whole Padres Dodger rivalry crap that no one believes in except MLB writers. Yeah.
Yes,
it would be great.
Even, I feel like I think it might just be like MLB Network, because I feel like there's a lot of writer. I've seen a lot of articles. There's a Dodger writer. He's blanking. Bill, I forgot his name. I'm sorry. No, some of the S
for the LA Times. No.
Oh. Maybe that's
or is it Shaken?
Shake and Bake. Bill Shake and Bake. I'm sorry that I don't remember your last name, but I did read your article about how the Dodgers and Giants are the actual rivalry in the NL West and just in baseball. So I think a lot of writers are pushing back on it. I mean, Alana Rizzo had a good quote about it. Dave Roberts had a good quote about it. I mean, there's a lot of people have come out and been like, hey, yeah, calm the fuck down. They're trying to crown the Padres before they've even done anything. So, one
more thing I want to say about it. We just heard that Lindor got that huge contract extension, and the Astros are trying to give Correa 6 years, $120 million. There is people are saying like he'll resign during the middle of the season, and I'm like, they're not even within
cutoff.
Yeah, they're not even within $175 million of each other. So
the only problem is, let me see. I'm checking to see his age. Oh, Carlos Correa is younger than Lindor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
Dude, Farhan's gonna fucking back up the Brinks truck, and Correa's gonna be a Giant. Honestly, I've been saying that for a year now. So when that happens next year, everyone better put some respect on my name.
And you know what? Honestly, I was really against that because I really didn't like the way he handled his second part of the cheating scandal. The first part, I mean, like we've had this conversation about how he was like the only one who took ownership the first interview he had. And like day one, I was like, dude, no, I still like this guy. Like, fuck that. And then just the next day, he went all fucking crazy.
You need to shut your fucking mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he was the only one that was like, no, it's not. It wasn't freaking Carlos Beltran. We could have easily said no. We didn't do it. It did give us an unfair advantage. That was his first interview. And then it was like, dude. And then you hear about the stuff that he does, like all like the charitable stuff he does. He makes you like the guy, and then just ruins it. Ruins it in interview number 2, and every interview after that.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I think it would be good for not only the rivalry but the podcast. I think it'd be great.
So, then we have a decade of bullshit that we can just talk about.
Yes, hell
we'll be old men by the time it's over.
Then we get Carlos Correa on here, and then all of a sudden I got a Carlos Correa like tattoo all over like in my back, like a 50-cent piece. It's gonna be all Carlos Correa, and then he's just talking shit.
And I gotta tell him the world would be better off if he wasn't alive.
Jesus,
it would be great.
You just got to go that one step. All right. Oh, my last This is last predictions around the league. This is I actually wrote this one down first, but I wanted to save it for last because fuck you, Tyler.
Okay.
I'm going to say if this is also contingent on an if the Braves play the Dodgers in the playoffs, if they get to them, they'll be the ones that they will not beat the Braves in the playoffs.
I'm
Braves
so
will knock
happy
the
that
Dodgers out.
I'm so happy that you said that because
Yeah.
when we get into
Yeah.
the team predictions, you're gonna eat my shit. And just so everyone knows, we didn't share with each other just shut up for a second. Let me have my moment. We didn't share with one another beforehand what our predictions were.
Right,
so
right.
I'm so glad that you said that because I got some heat coming for you, little boy.
Well, we can't share it before because I love the like natural reaction to stuff. It's I think it's really healthy. But just so you know, we're not voting on eating. I'm not eating shit. Okay.
You will eat my shit.
Yeah, I will not eat that cock poop. Okay, so
I'm gonna make you eat some white dog shit.
Shut your mouth, SA.
Last prediction. We're talking AL Rookie of the Year. I think Randy Arozarena is going to do it. I don't think he's going to.
A lot of hype on Randy Arozarena.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to, continue what he did in the playoffs. But I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. Right. So
and that's also kind of a nice strategy too because I noticed that MLB they pick their favorites, right? And there's just a lot of Arozarena hype. Deservedly so. I mean, he completely dropped dick in the playoffs, and he was a prospect that literally no one talked about. I think he was at the bottom, like number 28 or 30 on the Rays top prospects. Like he was barely even on that list, and now he's like one of like the top prospects in baseball. So, I like that. I like that because sometimes some guys will have better numbers, but then it'll be favorites.
And then we're potentially looking at back-to-back Roys for the Rays because if Wander Franco, I think he'll be there at some point this year, but I think next year he'll have a full season, maybe back-to-back Rookie of the Years. Who knows?
Possibly.
We'll find out.
Possibly. All right, now we're switching over to what you guys are going to vote on. We're going to make up as we go on through the season. We're going to think of things that we are going to, I guess, sacrifice ourselves. Probably 5 of them, obviously, because we could get all 5 wrong. And we will figure it out from there. But the first one, it kind of goes back to one of the ones I did last year, but it's not. It's not sealed, right? The letter's not sealed and sent out yet. So I'm going to reiterate it. Okay. It's going to be Slater. Austin Slater will become an everyday player by the end of the year, meaning he's going to have some games against righties because he's in the mode of platooning. But dude's had some pretty good. I mean, he hit like 3 bombs in 3 days against right-hand pitching. So dude can mash, especially if he can hang it out there in center. So Dubon can have some days out there and at shortstop. I think he'll be able to hit against righties and lefties. So that is my prediction.
Wow, that was really lame.
Austin Slater fan.
I guess that it comes with the territory of being a fan of the best team in baseball with maybe the best roster of all time. I'm just going big out the gate. I know we said consequences and people just go for the big shit. Mookie Betts and Corey Seager finished top 5. Both of them finished top 5 in MVP voting.
Okay, that is pretty stupid.
This is what I'm saying, bro. I'm not scared. I could have what would have been the equivalent of your first one? I think that Chris Taylor plays 2/3 of the games. Maybe. I don't know. That's my prediction.
That's a pretty big thing for Slater to become an everyday player in Farhan's Giants. So
who? What's his name? Literally don't even know who he is.
Farhan. You talking about Farhan?
No, I'm talking about
fucking GM.
Who? Kelly
Austin
Slater?
Austin Slater. You mean one of the best names in baseball? Are you kidding me? Saved by the Bell? Jesus. Fuck out of here.
Let's hear your other stupid prediction.
Here we go. Number 2 prediction for my team. We're gonna go with the leader in batting average. Well, I guess opponent batting average in all of spring training. That would be one Logan Webb. He's going to have a killer year. He's going to have an under 3.5 ERA. Yes, I know I've used 3.5. It's been my go-to lately. So Logan Webb, under 3.5 ERA. Suck it.
Man, maybe we're like in love with each other. We're so synchronized because my next prediction is Trevor Bauer comes back down to earth and finishes the year with
going against his team.
An ERA north of 3.5.
Okay.
3.5 is just the number. It's the magic number, I guess.
Because here's the thing. Anything like if you were to say under 3 is a very special season. That's pretty rare. If you're going to just if you're going to go like under 4, that's not that bad. So it's like I think it's just right in the middle. Like 3.5 under that is very good. I mean, it's not like
I think
it could be back at the end all-star maybe, depending how
I
bad
think
the
reason I said it at 3.5 for Bauer is because most of his career he's hitting a little bit over 4 by season's end. But last year, under 1 and 3 was or 1.73 was his ERA. I think there's an actual expectation that people think he's gonna do something close to that, which is just not gonna happen.
Especially
it's a full season.
Not just that, but the sticky stuff.
Yeah, well, and look at the division he's going to be in. I mean, yeah, he's lucky because he gets to play the Giants, the Rockies, and the Diamondbacks. But
not really, because no matter what, you pitching cores, doesn't matter how shitty the Rockies are, they're still going to be, that's 6. You're still giving up 6 runs, but the thing is your team is also going to score probably 12 runs.
Yeah, which I'm curious to see how he's going to do, because I mean he's played at cores before. He came up with the Diamondbacks, so he's played there before, but it's been a while. I mean, he didn't play there all last year.
And he does get to play at Oracle and Dodger Stadium. Those are good pitch and San Diego. Those are pretty good pitcher parks.
Yeah. So we'll see. But anyone that has this expectation that he's gonna even come close to what he did last year is out of their minds.
I'm just debating which one I should do last. What should I wait for last? But my number 3rd prediction for my team, I'm going with Kirk Casale will not end the season as a Giant. I think Joey Bart is going to come up, and I think Buster Posey's going to drop dick. So I think he gets traded by the end of the year. Or he just doesn't do very well, and they release him. That's possible. I don't see. He's pretty solid. It's most likely he's going to be traded, because Bart's knocking on the door, or maybe the Giants are just terrible and they are looking for trade pieces, and everyone needs a catcher. So Kirk Casale. Sorry, bro. Hope you do great the first 3 months, but Joey Bart's going to come up and take that position.
Sorry, dog. We'll see you later, though.
For real.
All right.
Love, mad respect.
Nothing but love for you, baby. All right. Like I said, Daddy's going bold. And yes, I did just refer to myself as Daddy.
Okay, Daddy.
Anyways, Dodgers break the all-time single-season home run record. Yeah, I went there.
What is the season home run right here?
307, set by the Minnesota Twins.
Wow, are you serious? 307? That was just recently, actually.
Yeah, I think it was 2019.
That's incredible.
But it doesn't fucking matter because the Dodgers are going to break it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you have to do when you're wrong for that one.
It's funny. Remember when I said the Dodgers? We all know I predicted the World Series, and you're like, yeah. So let's put some respect on my name. Let's back up a little bit, all right?
Listen, I gave you your respect for that already. Okay, you can't ride that for the rest of your life.
We'll see. I'm about to top it with all these predictions that I get right.
Quite possibly. All right, my number 4 prediction for my team. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with this one first because the next one I think I want a little bit more of an explanation. The Giants will be 500 or better this year. Over 500 team.
You said 500 or better.
Okay. Still.
What if you're at
500 with expanded playoffs?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, dude, they're going to be the 5 seed. It's going to be great. God, so stupid. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to, but it's definitely.
I think every year
possible.
they've gradually gotten better. From 17, their shitty year. Then 18 was think it was like 430s and 460s and 470s or 80s last year. So they're moving up, and yeah, La Stella and this DeScalafani, Whistler.
All right. So
Ronta coming back. Ronta coming back.
This is the one where you eat my shit.
Okay.
Dodgers and Braves meet again in the NLCS. Dodgers in 6.
Dodgers in 6.
In 6.
Take that,
Charlie Morton. Dodgers in 6.
Oh, okay. I respect
Mike
that.
Soroka's back. Don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter.
But that's the thing, right? I think a lot of people are not putting respect on the Braves name, and that's what makes you really want to root for them even more, especially because they're probably the one team that can for sure take out the Dodgers. I think the Padres have a chance if everything goes right, but the team that has the most chance, in my opinion, is going to be the Atlanta Braves because they proved it. They literally had you guys down 3-1. If they had one more starter, I would be talking shit to you all season about how the Dodgers choked again. So
Maybe.
They were just literally behind one pitcher, and Mike Soroka was gone. Like, Mike Soroka is back. Fucking Max Fried is a monster. Ian Anderson's a monster. Drew Smiley, I think he proved it last year with the Giants, is a fucking strikeout machine. There's just Charlie Morton. And that fucking lineup.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers are still a better team, but I think the Braves are clearly the second best team.
Yeah,
in baseball.
They're not getting the respect.
Not even in the National League, in baseball. So this whole idea that the Padres are the second best team in baseball is fucking stupid.
Yeah, and not only that, but I think it goes Dodgers, Braves. I mean, I want to give Padres that respect, but at the same time, prove it, like, at least a little bit. Like, I get the 60-game season, and they've gotten better, but you also lost Lamet and you also lost Clevenger. I don't know if I can give them
not gone.
I thought he was out. No. I think he's on the IL. And that's the thing with Lamet. The whispers about him is he's having elbow tightness. I don't wish this on anybody. I'm just saying from my, if wax on my armpit is on the line, I'm taking that into account that he might be out for the season.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be a Clevenger type situation where he gets a few starts, then gets pulled from one, and they just shut him down.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't. Yeah, I have to take that into account if that things are happening. Okay, my last of the 10, because we're gonna have a little bit of I guess it wouldn't be a mulligan. A wild card. We have a wild card at the end.
We have a long shot.
Long shot. There we go. But my last one, something I want to talk about just for a second, is going to be that my guy, Heliot Ramos. I know last year I had this prediction with Joey Bart, but I'm going with Heliot Ramos because of his hot ass spring. Dude's a fucking monster. Looks like he's a freaking monster out there, just freaking mashing. He's going to come up at some point in this season, and he's going to rake. I guess that would just have to be agreed upon by me and you. He's going to debut, and he's going to do well. Like, I don't know what to put a thing on. We're just going to have to agree that he's good. He did good or didn't.
He's going to hit 240, but you're still going to be like, he needs to be rookie of the year, MVP.
But if he hits 240
winner
and hits, like, let's say he comes up, like, I don't know, like a couple months in and hits like 20 bombs and has an OPS of, like, in the 8s or 9s, I think we can agree that that's a solid season.
If he hits 30 home runs and has an OPS of 1100,
okay. What would you say is good then? If you want to put a number,
I need something that's quantifiable.
Okay, so
give me something quantifiable that we can either say it did or it didn't happen.
He hits over 260 and has an OPS over in the 8s.
I think that's kind of weak, but I'll give it to you.
Okay, I appreciate that. 260 OPS in the 8s or higher, obviously. And yeah, I mean, the thing is I last year when I made this prediction about Joey Bart, I was talking about how it was bullshit that Joey Bart wasn't up and it's a service manipulation. And that was what I was screaming about. Obviously, he came up and showed that he was not ready. I was wrong. All right. I would have been on the line for that. But I am not screaming about it now because it is different. This Giants team's outfield is fucking stacked. I mean, they would be struggling to find at bats for him, and it's better for him to get constant at bats in AAA than to be, playing against lefties every 2 or 3 days. And he's had some miscues in the outfield in spring training, and they want him to play some center field. So he's gonna need to figure that out in AAA. It's not something that you should just throw out there, especially when you have someone like Dubon who's killing it, Slater who's killing it. Maybe a guy who got MVP votes last year called Mike Yastrzemski, Alex Dickerson, not even mentioning our homeboy that, not really a left fielder, but he's got a big old bat. That's Darren Ruff. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so it's gonna be basically now I'm done. But that's why he's not I'm not talking about service manipulation. That's why it's different. There's no room for him.
Okay.
And I don't want to disrespect, our homeboy, friend of the pod, Tyler Heineman, but, in Chatter Trump, it was kind of like, dude, those guys haven't really proven it either. You know what I mean? So that's why. Another reason. But
now for the moment,
and then I was saying,
now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Okay, we all know what happened last year. I predicted the World Series in the correct amount of games, the opponent, and the winner. I did it all.
Beating a dead horse. This is me beating a dead horse right here.
And I'm looking to one-up myself. This year,
okay,
the Dodgers
of Los
win
Angeles.
The World Series.
Okay.
In 7 games against the New York Yankees.
That's the most basic bitch.
MLB finally gets what they want. They get the 2 biggest markets in the United States. They finally get the big World Series. We know they're hurting for money. Mm-hmm. The MLB is going to be pushing it. They want this to happen. And it's going to happen. Dodgers in 7. You heard it here first. We're going back. Dodgers are going back to back, and I'm going back to back.
That is like the most basic bitch thing you could say. Like, Dodger Yankees World Series. I've been hearing that for the past since 2013. I've been hearing.
Have I ever said that? No. No, I haven't.
You probably have. Honestly, 2019, I think you might have. When we first started this podcast, we might be able to get the tape. We weren't on YouTube at that point, but I think
get the footage. Insert the audio clip in here when you're editing, because I didn't say that. And also, I just want to point out that last year,
no, for sure, when we were on the first time we were on with Brooke, we were talking about the players jerseys and how they were so hideous. You did say, and it's probably a preview of the World Series, the Dodgers and Yankees. So
I don't recall. Anywho,
okay, well, hold on. I remember the episode. I'm gonna screen record it, and it's gonna be right here.
Cool. Make me look stupid. That's fine. I doubt it.
I love making you look stupid.
No, believe me, I would have loved to say rematch against the Rays.
Okay.
But I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't even think the Rays are going to win a wild card spot. Because like I said, I think Yankees win the division and Toronto is going to get one of the wild card spots coming out of that same division. Mm-hmm. I just don't see it happening. But if playoffs get expanded,
Judge and Stan are always out for an extended period of time.
Oh, I know, because if you remember last year, I predicted they would each hit 25 home runs in a 60-game season. Yep. I made myself look like a dumbass.
Yeah, I think you could have said literally anything because you guessed the World Series in the same amount of games. I think you get a pass for last year, so you could have said whatever you wanted.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it will if it actually happens, it would be exciting to see the Dodgers and Yankees, because it used to be something that happened somewhat regularly, and obviously hasn't happened in a long time. So we'll see.
We will see. And lastly, I know we said 10 and 10, but we're going to do what we like to call a long shot, right? And this prediction does not count against us. But if we do get this exact, you should use that for your long shot, honestly, because that was.
Oh, you're going to love my long shot.
Okay. my long shot is not really like it's a specific number because it has to be something really specific, but
The
it's not
Giants
like
have a
I
good
feel like
season.
it doesn't count against you. Like nothing, like no wax is coming on my body at this point for this. But if I do get it right, I can take away one of the things I got wrong. So you understand the rules, Tyler?
Yes.
All right.
My balls
so
are going
my
to be
long
safe.
shot, my long shot is that Mike Yastrzemski, Giants right fielder, is going to hit a total of 32 home runs. Exactly on the dot. On my drop top.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna. That's gonna be exact. However,
32.
my long shot, I think, has a very real chance. The Dodgers
sure.
set a franchise
Dodgers.
record
Okay.
with 111 wins.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's the Padres. I mean, sorry, the Rockies and the Diamondbacks are. I feel like are taking giant steps back, and they're not as good. But I feel like the Padres are good, and I feel like the Giants
And
obviously
the
play
Giants
so well.
always play the Dodgers tough. Yeah, we've heard it for 2 years.
But am I lying though? My line though.
Let's also remember last year I said the Dodgers would win 42 games. They won 43. So maybe the Dodgers are going to win 112 now because they just want to do one better than what I say.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Fuck, dude. All right.
111.
Well, that's a prediction episode. I really hope that I hope I got a lot of good I got away with maybe at least some halves so I don't get a lot of bad shit happening to me. I really, really hope the Dodgers crash and burn and it's 10 things that get to happen to you, but I don't know, your track record is usually a little better than mine. So we shall see.
That's right. And don't ever forget it.
Candlestick.
But it's okay. I just want to say whether I win, whether you win, I'm going to say something positive for once. Let's just be happy that as of today, there will be a new major league season. Baseball is back. Let's enjoy it. But there's still not going to be expanded playoffs or a DH. So
I hope there's a DH, but I'll be a little negative. I'll go with you on this. People were complaining about the Giants' new hashtag #ResilientSF. They made jokes about it, like whatever. Like I guess we're trying. We're hanging in there. I get it. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's just a fucking some of the hashtags are so weird. Yeah, it's so weird. I think like there's the Mariners one was like something about the blue. It's like you're not even really blue. I don't know. So
the Mariners one was don't lose 100 games.
Yeah, something like some crazy like that. Like our players are boring and you got to keep your guys down. Some along those lines. But one thing I will be negative is about I've seen like this is Wednesday night. I've seen about maybe 10 teams hype videos. About 10 of them probably have came out, and they are all really good except for the Giants hype video. Extremely disappointing. No words. Just freaking clips of just them, just throwing, getting ready to hit, then close up of Buster Posey. Like, come on, bro. Give me like some inspirational quote. Give me a banger in the background or something. I don't know.
Give Alex Wood hosting the Commissioner's Trophy, or Jake McGee holding the Commissioner's Trophy.
Gosh, that would have been better than what we got, dude. It literally looked like the video of them showing off, that they're going to have the names on the back of their home jerseys now. Oh, it literally looked like the same video. like just them showing that, which first of all, I'm not complaining about the names on the back of the jersey.
No, I know,
actually like it.
A lot of people did because they're babies.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that video looked the same. And it's like, no, this is supposed to hype people up to get them excited for the season. Like put something with some bass in it, like a thumper in the background or something, an inspirational quote, someone reading something. Call Morgan Freeman. You want me to read some inspirational shit? Giants, I'm available. Shoot me a call. Farhan.
Yeah.
Hit me on
Something
my
else-
cell phone.
Man, now I
I
have
can
a
sing
couple
too, come
positive
on.
things to say.
Okay.
Los Angeles County just dropped into the orange tier as far as their color-coded COVID tiers. Now going to have 33% capacity in baseball stadiums as opposed to 20%. So if you get a 13% increase, which hopefully means ticket prices will trickle down a little bit. And for the Dodgers, Friday, 10 a.m., try to get some tickets. The team is going to release a little bit of single game tickets, except for opening day, only for the month of April. So this is like your one shot
Angels
to
did
get
the same
tickets.
thing.
Yeah, to get tickets at a fair price before some asshole marks it up 600%. Good luck.
Right, so
You're going to be
I'll be doing
competing
that.
with me.
And me.
Fuck you. Yeah.
My wife is like the king of getting like in line with
dog.
those things. So I better be getting some.
I'm going to have my iMac, 2 MacBooks, iPad, phone.
Yeah,
Just
she's gonna have
going.
she's gonna have 2 things. She's also gonna have my niece here, freaking refreshing too. Having little kids just do dirty
Isn't
work.
your niece like 2 years old?
Yeah, she knows how to hit refresh. What's good?
Man,
Yeah, train
kids
them
are
early,
just so
baby.
smart these days. Yeah. All right, everyone get excited. We have a full regular season of baseball before the inevitable strike next year, so enjoy it.
You fucking
As
bitch.
always, this episode has been brought to you by Renovation Candle Company for this week only. For opening day week, you can buy two of anything: soap, candles, rollers, whatever you want. Get 2 free. Just use code B2G2 at checkout.
So what you're saying is you have to get 2 because if you're not buying this, you're showing that you have nothing to give to somebody, meaning you don't have friends. So if you have friends, then you have to buy something. So
Prove
you can
it.
share some with your friends.
This is your way to prove it.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to be subscribing to us on YouTube, your favorite podcasting platform. Follow us on Twitter, Benches Cleared P, on Instagram, Benches Cleared Podcast, on TikTok, Benches Cleared. Yeah, help us grow this thing. Write us a review on Apple Podcasts. Thank you for listening. So happy that it's opening day, and next week we get to talk about actual games. Fuck Aubrey Huff. See you next week.